Hello gamers, I hope you're all doing great. After the Smash announcement for Nintendo Switch, I just had to make my own list of characters I would love to see in Smash. Everyone has their own list, so of course this is very subjective. For my list, I'm going to speak about 5 characters that are among the most iconic characters in video game history. Only one is from Nintendo, the others are third-party characters. That one Nintendo character was actually my ballot choice because I thought some of the other characters I would love to see in Smash would never make it in, like Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. At this point, I think pretty much any character can make the cut. Anyhow, let's get started with my ballot choice regarding one of Nintendo's most iconic villain back in the day. King K. Rool may not be too relevant now, but when we think of Donkey Kong's main nemesis, no, we don't think about the Tikis, nor do we think about the Viking leader. It's all about the Kremlin leader, King K. Rool. I think Smash 4 did a great job in adding more female characters, but it seems like the villains are non-existent unless you include rival characters like Meta Knight and Wario. King K. Rool would have such an iconic moveset, including his signature charge, bounce, cannon throw, crown toss. Hell, they could even add his famous grunts when he gets hit or gets KO'd. Now, I'll be the first to admit I'm not the biggest fan of heavyweights, and judging by his size, he probably will be. But then again, maybe he won't. He was faster and faster the more damage you dealt to him in the original Donkey Kong Country, so maybe they'll add that mechanic where the higher the percentage, the faster he is. Also, I don't think K. Rool belongs to Rare. Even if we haven't seen him in a while, I don't think it's because of some licensing issue. Okay, so I'd like him in, but there are still 4 third-party characters left.
Make yourself useful, big brother, and bring an extra battery for me.
Crash Bandicoot. No, I did not pick Crash just because Activision's N-Sane Trilogy is coming to Switch, but rather, Crash used to be the Sony mascot. Chances are, if your choice of platform back in the day was PlayStation, then it was all about that Crash Bandicoot. Alongside Spyro, I guess, but mainly Crash. His moveset would be self-explanatory, using his iconic spin move, maybe even using some of his animal companions like the tiger or the hog, similar to Wario's bike. I think it would be a great way to get non-Nintendo fans on board the Smash train. Smash 4 kind of did this with the inclusion of many third-party characters like Ryu and Cloud, but the problem is that not many people owned a Wii U, and to top that, the Wii U was getting negative press left and right. Now that the Switch is getting praised like crazy, with the fact that the Switch hardware is selling great, I think the impact would be even greater. Now, as much as Crash would be an awesome reveal, there is another mascot out there I think would make a pretty big impact. It's a true warrior wielding a blade that looks like a key. If you haven't figured it out yet, maybe this iconic theme song rings a bell? People would be so ready for this reveal, hearing the theme, seeing the key, and then...
Now, Sora, let's close this door for good.
Wait, that's not Sora. Don't get me wrong, Sora is a very recognizable character, and I would be so excited to see him in. That being said, there's not a single character on my list that comes even close to rivaling the iconic status that Mickey Mouse has. His moveset could be inspired from a wide variety of his games, including Kingdom Hearts. I am fully aware that Mickey did not start as a video game character, but he has been very relevant in the video game industry ever since his first game, Mickey's Space Adventure, back in 1984 for computers. Remember, my list is about industry icons, characters that will be recognized across the board as being among those who made an impact in our lives. Not only that, but I'm limiting it to 5. That's not easy. Again, Mickey Mouse is the Pac-Man and Mario level of iconic, and I think he would fit right in with the Smash cast. You also gotta love his voice. Jumping from one icon to another, we have the icon of platformers with Mario, the icon of RPGs with Cloud, the icon of action adventures with Link. We used to have the icon of stealth games with Snake. But what about shooters? You can debate Samus, sure, but no, I don't think Samus is the person people think of when they think of shooters. Out of all the characters on my list, this is the one I see the least happening, but the possibility is always there. There were countless shooter games that were released before Halo. Many of them you can argue might be better than Halo, although that is subjective. But Halo was the first shooter to truly feature an icon that gets people talking if all they see is the helmet. Master Chief has so many weapon options, vehicle choices, barrier devices, grenades, you name it. And unlike most shooters, the lack of blood would not really matter, just like Samus. Actually, just the idea of seeing Samus versus Master Chief is so epic. Imagine how epic Smash on Switch would be assuming no characters gets cut. We could potentially see Nintendo's mascot Mario or Link fight versus Sony's old mascot Crash Bandicoot versus Microsoft's mascot Master Chief? It's crazy, just the idea behind this amazes me. This is probably what I enjoy most about Smash Brothers. Also, I did think about Duke Nukem, but yeah, no. So there is one character left. I do think this character is an industry icon, but more in the same vein as King K. Rool. If only I knew pretty much anyone could make it into Smash Bros, this would have been, without question, my official ballot choice. Still to this day, my favorite platformers of all time is Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, which says a lot because we had some pretty phenomenal platformers throughout the years, primarily from Nintendo. Banjo and Kazooie would feel right at home within the Smash roster. Their moveset would be so unique, including Kazooie's beak attack, the egg throws from the front and rear, the roll attack, hopping on Kazooie's back for faster movements, and so much more. I would also die to play on a level based on Spiral Mountain or Gruntilda's Lair. I mean, come on, this needs to happen. Think it's not possible because Microsoft owns Banjo now? Think again. Microsoft did bring Diddy Kong's Racing to Nintendo DS back in the day, or for modern's sake, there is Minecraft, which does belong to Microsoft, and even featured Mario aesthetics for the Nintendo versions. Microsoft and Nintendo have worked together in the past, and to further shine the possibilities of having Banjo in Smash, Microsoft's very own Phil Spencer has tweeted on April 3rd of 2015, and I quote, "I think it would be cool if Banjo was in the next Super Smash Bros. DLC. We've worked with Nintendo on rare IP before, no issues." It would be the most hype reveal for me, but in the meantime, I guess I'll keep playing Duck Hunt. So there you have it. 5 iconic characters I would love to see in Smash Bros. On Switch. Again, I wanted to list what I thought would be among the most iconic characters and limit it to a top 5 in no particular order. There are so many more characters I'd love to see that are super iconic, like Simon Belmont, Bomberman, Rayman, Paper Mario, a new moveset for Ganondorf. I would love to see Ice Climbers Wolf and Snake come back. I mean, I can go on and on about this. Now, speaking of the Switch version, are we looking at a deluxe edition or an entirely new game here? I'm thinking it's a mix of both, similar to Splatoon 2. I would not be surprised if we get an all-new story mode and a revamped online to coincide with their paid online service coming this September. Speaking of online, it has no choice but to be solid and not have major lagging issues if we are to pay for it. I also want very basic options like teaming up with a friend that's on my friends list and play versus random people online. I don't want to be forced to add 3 other players on my friends list and only play private battles or only play with strangers on For Glory. I think it's safe to say we will get new characters and new stages, but I do think most of what was present in the Wii U and 3DS version will be here. Some of the mechanics will most likely be tweaked, but I wouldn't be too surprised if it's largely the same. I'm not the biggest fan of Rage, so I wouldn't mind if they tweak or remove it entirely. Well, whether it's a deluxe edition or a new game, I am mad hyped either way, and I can't wait to hear what newcomers, additions, and tweaks are on the way. Thanks for tuning in, and take care, you Nintendo fans and all-around gamers. Enjoy gaming. Guard out.